Staying with us now, with parties getting revved up for the local body polls, the ruling AIADMK did not want to be left out. Chief Minister Jayalalitha, despite holding the confidence of winning a thumping majority in the state elections in May, did not want to take a chance really. She was seen meeting her mayoral candidates earlier this morning. Some of the major candidates are of course Saida Sami for Chennai, V.V. Rajan Chellappa for Madurai, A. Visalakshmi, the nominee for Tirupur, and M.S.R. Jaya, nominated for Trichy. The current term of the DMK-dominated local bodies ends in October, and the ruling AIDMK had already announced holding elections next month. Now, a new study by IFMR, Center for Development Finance, throws light on one of the ugliest sides of sanitation. Janani Sampath has more on this shocking story.
Sanitation is often called orphan MDG, Millennium Development Goal, and India ranks among the worst countries in the world in terms of access to sanitation. A study by IFMR reveals the dirty side of sanitation in Chennai. Just 714 public toilets for a population of more than 5 million in Chennai city. Mapping and survey of Zone 4 found just 49 toilets for a total 4 lakh. The research reveals that women and children don't use public toilets often due to poor maintenance, apart from the fact that these toilets are inaccessible.
ஒரு பஸ் ஸ்டாண்ட் பக்கத்திலே வச்சிட்டு இவ்வளோ கேவலமாக ரொம்ப படுமோசமாக இருக்குது. மாநகராட்சிக்கு போட்டிருக்காங்க. இதுக்கு ஒரு ஆளை போட்டு ஏதாவது காசு வசூல் பண்ணி கூட நல்லா நீட்டாக பண்ணிங்கன்னா எல்லா பப்ளிக்கும் யூஸ் ஆகும். பஸ் ஸ்டாண்டு பக்கத்திலே இருக்குது. பஸ் ஸ்டாண்ட் கிட்டத்தட்ட 200-300 பேருக்கு மேலே வந்து ஒரு அவசரத்துக்கு கூட போக முடியாத மாதிரி இருக்குது.
Existing public toilets are maintained poorly. Common problems are blocked sewer, stench, inadequate lighting, broken basins, cracked ceilings and absence of doors. However, it is not possible to find a solution in the absence of a proactive public mechanism.
You can actually see that clusters of slums are located in areas where there are absolutely no public toilets in Zone 4. And again, the other way around, there are clusters of toilets in areas where there are absolutely no slums.
The Chennai Corporation admits that the ratio of toilets to population is low, but maintains sanitation programs cannot succeed without people participation.
I won't say that all these toilets are maintained very, very well, but we strive hard to maintain it to the level possible within our means. But people who use it, they should feel proud that it is their own utility.
With camera person Raja Singh and Devraj, this is Pratibha Raman along with Janani Sampath for NDTV Hindu.
Now, while parents and school authorities across the state have cause to celebrate the government's decision to ban the sale of cigarettes anywhere near schools or educational institutions, street vendors continue to stub out rules. Pratiksha Ramkumar brings you more.
As you can see, rules continue to go up in smoke. This lady sells not only tea and biscuits, but also cigarettes, all just 40 feet away from 2 schools, in direct violation of the 100-yard rule. The 100-yard rule under the Control of Tobacco Products Act of 2003 bans the sale of tobacco products within a 100-yard radius of any educational institution. Street vendors, though, say they are the worst affected by this rule. According to National Urban Policy, they have a right to earn their livelihood in a location of their choice.
And there is no definition of the educational institute. If it is a coaching institute, then also this rule applies. If it is a public school, then also this rule applies. So the vendors are in absolute dilemma. What is to be done, what is not to be done.
Street vendors also point out that there is no demarcation of school zones.
There are several law enforcement agencies involved in this, the police department, the health department, the corporation officials, etc. I'll just check up. I am not very much aware about who has to really demarcate the area.
Why do vendors flout norms? Well, they claim that tobacco adds 15 to 20% to their income and say the rule is impractical.
டீக்காக தான் இந்த சிகரெட் வச்சுருக்குது, மற்றபடிக்கு இல்லை. அப்போ தான் எங்களுக்கு ஒரு 10 டீ ஓடும். சிகரெட் டீ சாப்பிட்றவங்க ஒரு சிகரெட் சாப்பிடுவாங்க, அதே சிகரெட் இல்லைனாக்கா டீ இதாகும்.
The Department of Public Health insists that the 100-yard rule does make a difference and is a necessity.
According to a global adult tobacco survey in Tamil Nadu, more than 62% of people under 19 years, they start using tobacco. So it's a very high percentage. So that's what we thought, whether because the shops which are nearby within 100 yards, when they are able to sell tobacco, children are easily exposed to it.
While experts and activists empathize with the street vendors' right to choose their locations and products, they say tobacco should not be easily accessible to students and compromise their health. In Chennai with Pratiksha Ramkumar, Natasha Doraiswamy for NDTV Hindu.
Well, the Anna effect continues to have a cascading effect. A group of young men in Chennai are keeping the spirit of accountability alive. These men have turned their focus on the upcoming local body polls by preparing an audit. They want to keep our councillors under the spotlight for a different reason. Krishnamurthy reports.
Look at this image of people littering their area with garbage and footpaths left untended. If this is the picture in posh Besant Nagar, you can imagine how much a challenge civic issues are to the authorities. Transparent Chennai's data lays bare the ugly side of city maintenance.
We check on 3 things. One is garbage, the second one is public sanitation, and the third one is pedestrian safety. So these are the 3 main areas of focus. For each of those, we have tested surveys, tested parameters which we are going to check, based on which we are going to assess the safety of the roads, the garbage and the general mechanism to clean up the garbage, etc. And also the public sanitation, the public toilets and the general hygiene of the area that is maintained around.
Interestingly, the survey goes beyond data collection. Photos and videos taken of problematic areas are uploaded onto the website transparentchennai.com. The site lays bare all the information on the problems, but what will the survey really achieve?
The idea is once we collect and like sort of visualize all of the data, we're going to call like potential councillor candidates because of the build up to the elections and everything, and invite them to make a commitment to change certain issues that the citizens have identified. And also what it does is it creates this baseline of data that we can actually compare councillor performance. So at the end of his term, did he actually follow through with some of his promises on these issues?
And the idea of good governance seems to have caught the imagination of the student community.
We need a lot of data to make the governments accountable, and the problem is that there is no method by which we can collect this data. So being a student and being part of this entire initiative lets me do that, and it's a big step towards making the government accountable, telling them that these are the problems that the citizens face, and and we need solutions to these problems.
Even before the campaigning for the local body polls has begun, these youngsters have embarked on a unique mission to generate more accountability. They feel that if this exercise is conducted more often,
we can realize our dream of a transparent Chennai.
This is Krishnamurthy for NDTV Hindu.
Well, on to some international news now. I beg your pardon, some national news now. The death toll in the Delhi High Court blast has now reached 15. 58-year-old Ratan Lal died yesterday at the Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital. He was in a serious condition and both his legs had been amputated. 24 victims of the blast are now undergoing treatment in different city hospitals. A debut author pens down a love story of a Malay kind. That's what's coming up on the other side of this short break. Stay tuned for more.